Hi, I'm Mark Carey, and I hope that you'll follow me on many of my projects located at The Marcus Carey Perspective. I hope that if you like what you see here, you will subscribe below. You're not going to find a lot of videos. I took down about 10 years worth of videos because I've completely changed my attitude about life. And as a result, I'm now at a point in my life where I want to share content with people in a whole new way. So the past is gone, the future's ahead of us, and today we have the present. Today I wanted to talk with you about how I discovered a solution to a big problem. And the problem was simply this. I'm using vMix for video recording and for live streaming. I was having difficulty bringing in a vMix call through vMix into my Rodecaster and using that call for my recording without sending feedback back to my caller. Nobody, not at vMix, not at Rodecaster, nowhere on the internet did I find a clear and concise answer to that problem. Just in case you might have a problem like that too, I offer this video. Maybe it's some help. I'm not embarrassed if somebody says, hey, didn't you know if you just done this, it would have been easier? By all means do that, because I promise you somebody else will go down the road I went down, and a short, quick, helpful answer like that would be even better than what you're about to watch. When you look at your beautiful Rodecaster, you're going to see 4 mono XLR microphone channels. You're also going to see a USB channel, a TRRS or cell phone channel, Bluetooth channel, and a channel for your sound pads. The problem is that in a vMix console, when a caller comes in, that call is already mix minus. In other words, the caller comes into the console, any other inputs that go into the console from microphones, sounds, videos, whatever it might be, all of those then are mixed and go out through the master. vMix already has built in, without you having to do anything, vMix already has built in a mix minus in that call input, which means that when the master sends the audio back to the caller, it eliminates the caller's own voice, preventing feedback. But it doesn't work that way if the entire master output of your vMix is going into your Rodecaster. The way I have my vMix set up is my audio track for my own recording. What I'm doing right now, I'm recording on a camera, but I'm bringing in the audio through my Rodecaster via this Heil PR40 microphone. As the sound from the microphone goes into the mixer, it's going out from the mixer into the laptop via the USB cable. I've identified Rodecaster multi-channel mixer as the input for my audio track that goes with this video. When you have a call input, the audio that's coming into the call is from the caller's phone or the caller's laptop or the caller's sound system, whatever they might be using. It's coming in through the call input. It's then going into the master, and it is being mix minused. That is, the caller's voice is not being sent out to the caller, but the caller's voice is still in the master for any other place that the master goes, such as live streaming, recording, or in this case, back to the Rodecaster. Once the Rodecaster receives the caller's voice and sends it back out, now you've got this continuous loop. I couldn't find a way to solve it. Rodecaster couldn't find a way to solve it. vMix couldn't find a way to solve it. I'd spent hundreds of hours watching YouTube videos. I'd read every page of literature from both vMix and from Rodecaster. Nothing answered the question. I literally was ready to throw up my hands and find a workaround until I was watching a video the other night and I heard a discussion about a couple of buttons and a couple of settings on my Rodecaster I'd never paid attention to before. And so I tried them. And here's what you need to do. You need to go into the main settings on the Rodecaster. You need to go into advanced settings. Then you need to go into audio settings. Then you need to go into operations. And when you do, you will see an operation button there, which says enable pre-fade listen. Pre-fade listen. I had no idea what that was. I mean, I wasn't sure exactly what that button meant. I'd always had it off. So I turned it on. When I turned it on, I didn't really hear anything happen. But then I discovered a couple of other buttons. Down below the channel slider for the USB is a button that looks like an ear. It's a listening button. It allows you to listen to what's coming in on the USB channel without having to raise the volume. In other words, when the main came in from vMix, which contained the caller's voice, came in on the USB channel. If I turn the volume of that down, all the way down to 0, then it doesn't go into the mix that's going out of the Rodecaster, which means that whatever's coming in from vMix is not going back out to vMix as an input, which was intended only be my microphone. So when I left the slider all the way down and turned on the listening button, suddenly I could hear the caller, but there was absolutely no indication that any of the volume from the caller's voice was going back out to my input like it was before. Because it wasn't going back out to my input, it wasn't going through vMix to the master, therefore it wasn't going back out to the caller. I'd eliminated the caller's voice from everything coming out of Rodecaster. But it did not affect the caller's voice as it relates to the caller's voice being part of the master or being part of the recording function. But that caused another problem. I suddenly lost my voice in my headphones. So I went over and found the listen button below my slider and turned it on, and eureka! I found the answer. By turning on and enabling the pre-fade listen in the settings under operations and turning on the 2 listen buttons below the USB slider and my microphone slider, and then making sure that the USB slider was all the way at 0, I effectively eliminated anything from the caller going back out into the mix through the Rodecaster. Problem solved. I can hear the caller. Caller had no feedback. I could hear myself. The caller's audio was not showing up anywhere else other than in the caller's input. And when I had their audio on, it was showing up in the master, which would go out on a stream, and it was also showing up in recording. Solved every problem except for one. What if you have other audio coming into the Rodecaster from your computer, such as if you're playing music or you're playing a video and you want the audio from the video to come in to Rodecaster, or you've got a Skype call, or you've got some other form of audio coming from the computer into the Rodecaster that you want to have go into the mix that goes out. You have to turn the USB slider up in order to add that audio into the mix. The solution to that's real simple. If you're going to play audio other than the caller's own audio, if you're going to play music, the audio behind a video, any other audio that's coming into your Rodecaster from your computer, and you do not need the caller's voice at the same time, just turn off the audio, mute the caller's audio, mute the audio on the call input, problem solved. Turn them back on when you want the caller to talk, but you can use the USB slider to control the volume of the information coming in from other audio off of your laptop or your PC. Let's do this in summary. It's real simple. First, connect everything like you would. Second, create a call input. Third, turn on the caller's audio. Fourth, take the slider on your Rodecaster that's for USB and slide it all the way to the bottom. Next, press the listen button below the USB slider. Then go over and press the listen button under your microphone slider and go into the settings under operations in audio and turn on the enable pre-fade listen button. Problem solved. This is the way you do this. Now, vMix hasn't put this up. Rodecaster hasn't put this up. I think this may be the first time that this solution has appeared anywhere. I hope, and I'm asking you folks at vMix, I hope you recognize the powerhouse that's contained in this Rode mixer. And I hope you will offer an upgrade. And that upgrade should allow vMix to accept and identify as the source of any audio input that you might create, the individual multiple channels that are being put out by the Rodecaster. Similar to the way the Rodecaster puts out individual channels that can go into Adobe Audition, and you can record each of the individual microphone channels from the Rodecaster into a separate track on Adobe Audition. That includes recording the USB channel. That includes recording the TRRS channel and the Bluetooth channel and the SoundPad channel. In fact, the microphone channels are 4 mono channels. The other 4 channels are also stereo channels, which means you can output each side of those channels, the left and the right side. You actually get 12 outputs in addition to the stereo mix, which is 2. So you have 14 possible outputs coming out of this Rode mixer. vMix, I encourage you to look at that. You guys are both in Australia. You ought to be able to figure out a way to collaborate. I can tell you right now, you combine a Rodecaster and the multi-channel abilities that it has to output signals for every channel contained in this mixer with a vMix program that can create an audio input and identify as the source each of those individual channels. Folks, this is a game changer. This puts vMix really at the top of their game. So hope you enjoyed the video. There's a lot more to come. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the little notification button, the bell, to let you know when something else posts. And give me a thumbs up. Tell me you like it. And if I found something to do here that doesn't work, please let me know in the comments. If you find any other way to fix this problem or any other problem that you come up with, add it to the comments below this video. We can all collaborate and share the information that we have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being with me. God bless.